What's up, everybody? It's Mars with 7 Marshall. Today, I was gonna have wild card predictions come out, like just wild card predictions, but I want to do a full playoff predictions this week. So my wild card predictions will be in here. Will be in here. So basically, got Yahoo Sports pulled up and see my predictions. And I made predictions yesterday. I made a video that I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna make a full playoff prediction video. That's the better thing to do anyway. Yeah, but basically I'm looking at it just to see if I still agree with it. But yeah. Anyways, let's do this. All right, boys. Let's do this. So you may be wondering, who am I pulling for? I am pulling for the Bengals. Although I'm kind of pulling for the Bills as well because of what happened with Damar Hamlin. Yeah, but Damar Hamlin's back in Buffalo, so that's good. Yeah, that's a good sign. Yeah. But yeah, we literally changed our profile. We literally changed our profile picture on this channel to pray for Damar Hamlin. So yeah. Anyways, I know this is all the teams. I couldn't find an official playoff prediction penny. I searched it up. All it gave me was NASCAR playoff predictions, which I guess it's a good problem to have because NASCAR is probably my favorite sport, although I've been really in the NFL this year. So yeah. Anyways, let's do this. I'm gonna set this up. Let's do it. Okay. I had to take out my earbuds because my ears being a bit itchy. Yeah. Anyways, let's do this. So let's start now. All these teams didn't make it: the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bears, the Browns, the Broncos, and they're not riding in the playoffs. Broncos country, let's ride. Wearing a Bronco colored and orange. This kind of looks like I'm supporting the Broncos. Oh yeah, I should have worn blue jeans today. I look like a Broncos fan. Yeah, I hope they get like Jim Harbaugh because I kind of want Sean Payton back. I do admit, but yeah, as a Saints fan, Lions, Packers, Texans, Colts, the Rams, the reigning Super Bowl champions, and won't be the reigning Super Bowl champions. Also, the first time in 2 years, the first time since Super Bowl 55. No. Super Bowl 54. Yeah, for the first time since Super Bowl 54, the home team, the team will not want the stadium will not have their team playing the Super Bowl. SoFi last year it was the Rams at SoFi, and the year before that it was Buccaneers at their own stadium at Raymond James, whatever it's called. Yeah, the Raiders missed it. Patriots missed it. Saints missed it. That's unfortunate. We lost to the freaking Panthers twice this year. How do we do that? And the Buccaneers, but at least we swept the Falcons, then we beat the Eagles. But yeah, as a Saints fan, yeah, I got through a lot of pain this year with the Saints. Yeah, Jets, I commend them for at least having a good streak this year, but just couldn't get it done. But it was probably one of their better seasons, I admit. And then quarterbacks happened. Steelers didn't make it. Yeah. That's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Titans, I feel bad for them. They were good to start on, and they just fell. And Washington Commanders. But I commend y'all for not getting a losing record this year. I'll give y'all that. I'll give y'all for at least making the 500 this year. So yeah. Y'all should almost pick the playoffs too. So yeah. How do we go from a 7-9 team, which is the Commanders are on? Well, it was a football team at the time. Back in 2021, I guess technically. 2 years ago, let's say 2 years ago. A 7-9 team from the NFC East, representing them in the playoffs. So literally none of their teams have a losing record, and almost all of them making the playoffs. That's crazy. Yes, let's do this. Not Broncos. Bills let's start with the Bills with the Dolphins. Number 2 versus number 7. Dolphins I don't know. I don't really know what to make of them at this point. I think the Bills are going to go. I'm sorry, Jack, but your team ain't going to get in this year. I'm sorry. All right, now let's go number 3 versus number 6. It's basically just a rematch of last week at the same exact stadium and at the same exact teams. It's basically week 18, part 2. Bengals, but literally the Baltimore, I don't even know if they even have a quarterback anymore. Yeah, and Jacksonville versus Chargers. This one might be surprising to some of y'all, and I understand. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars on this one. I feel like they've been on a streak for the last couple months, and yeah, so I think that'll be interesting. Yeah. Um, Imagine Jacksonville makes the conference championship. We'll talk about it in a second. Now let's head to the NFC side of things. 2 versus 7 on that side. San Francisco versus 49ers. 49ers versus Seahawks. Seahawks, I predicted for them to go 1-16 this year. But they didn't. Even with like Geno Smith as their starting QB. So I'll give them that. So great job for making the playoffs, I guess. I don't think y'all are gonna go to the next round. I'm sorry. As cool as it is, excuse me, as cool as it is to see the Seahawks in the playoffs after what they've gone through, the last couple months, I don't think they're gonna do anything major. I mean, I'll commend them for getting a winning record this year, and even though the Saints beat them, but San Francisco 49ers. Well, we'll move on. But at least, I mean, another thing about the Saints, at least we shut the Raiders this year somehow. Yeah, anyways, let's do this. So next up we have the Vikings versus the Giants. Now this one is gonna surprise the crap out of some of y'all. The Giants are going into Minnesota playing the Vikings. But the Vikings seem like they're like the worst division. What's up? They're like the worst. I've heard they're like the craziest version of a 13-14. You fell 33 points down. Sure, you could call it the crazy point, but I don't know if I trust the Vikings because you know what? I'm gonna go with an upset. I think the Giants are gonna move on. Maybe you think I'm crazy, but I think it's gonna happen. And Buccaneers versus Cowboys. Frick my life. Why do we have to see the Buccaneers in the playoffs when they're 7-8? Excuse me, 8-9, whatever the record is. In fact, I don't think anyone from the NFC South should be. I don't think any team from the NFC South should be in the playoffs. To be honest with you, not even the Saints, and I'm saying that as a Saints fan. Yeah, but the Cowboys are gonna win it. I mean, I know they lost earlier this year, but yeah, that means 3 of the 4 teams in the division are for the NFC are from the East. That's crazy. So now let me rearrange and let's do this. All right, funny story. I did not press the right button and I completely ended the recording. So it's not part 2. I'm gonna edit into iMovie, but yeah. Anyways, I got everything set up. So Kansas City will be taking on the Jaguars. The Bills will be taking on the Bengals. For that, and here's the matchups. Philadelphia will be taking on New York Giants. And San Francisco 49ers will be taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Let's do this. KC versus Jacksonville. Let me check this real quick. I don't know what to think of this. I mean, what a story it would be. Jacksonville should be the conference championship. As much as I want them, as much as I don't want the Kansas City Chiefs to make the conference championship for the 80th freaking time in a row, I think they're still going to make it. I'm sorry, they're good. Kansas City will make a conference championship again. F my life. Okay, and then the Bills versus the Bengals, a rematch. Well, I guess you could call it a rematch of what was supposed to happen last week, but unfortunately, we all know what happened. Damar Hamlin got injured. Hopefully, we don't see any of that in this game, and hopefully, never again. Hopefully, we never see that again in an NFL game because that was scary. But I think the Bengals are going to win it, and it looks like, boys, this will be a neutral game. Yeah, but I'm glad. Hopefully, yeah, but I'm glad Damar Hamlin's okay. So yeah. Anyways, Philadelphia also NFC. Philadelphia versus the Giants. Man, it is hard to beat 3 teams in 1 year. Excuse me. Wait, sorry. It's hard to beat 1 team in 3 times in 1 season. I guess we kind of saw the Bengals do it in 2022. If one did the year 2022, 3 times 2022, and 2 of them lining up in the exact same score. But honestly, I think the Giants are going to be the biggest dark horse we've probably ever seen. in a long time. I think the Giants are gonna win it. I mean, literally, the Philadelphia Eagles just lost to the freaking Saints. Yeah, but I think the Giants are gonna be the dark horse in this. Yes, I know they just beat. I know they just beat them. But what's it by much? It was only by 6 points. And I know this game will be in Philadelphia, but whatever. The Giants. They're the Giants. And San Francisco versus the Cowboys. Heartbreak again. I'm sorry. San Francisco's going to make it. And here's your conference championship matchups. See, a rematch of last year versus a rematch. I don't think it's a rematch game. Versus the dark horse versus San Francisco. Bengals versus Kansas City. Bengals have beat them a lot. Even at Kansas City. This won't be at Kansas City, though. This will be somewhere else. Let's just say it's like at AT&T Stadium. Because Cowboys obviously won't be in it anymore. Let's just say it's at AT&T Stadium. If it was at AT&T Stadium, I would try to go to that game. But I'm sorry, Kansas City fans. Not really that sorry. No. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are going to make it again. And the Giants versus San Francisco. Okay, Giants is if this actually happens, this will be a lot like what happened with Tennessee back in 2020, I guess. Well, it was the 2019 season, but it was the 2020 playoffs. It was the playoffs that season. The 2019 to 2020 season. Remember when Tennessee made the AFC Championship with 7 losses against Kansas City? They literally beat like the Patriots. I think it was the Patriots and the Bills. I think that's crazy. Something like that. It's been a while. Yeah. Giant. They literally beat Tom Brady in his last game with New England. Yeah. But New York Giants versus San Francisco 49ers. As much as I want the Giants to move on, well, here before we keep it going, the Titans were 9-7 that season, like the regular season. Giants are 9-7-1, so very similar records. Yeah. I know that there's a tie in there, and there's an extra week, so I don't know. Because obviously the NFL was different. There was 17 weeks back then. Now there's 18, which honestly, I love the 18 weeks. So yeah, especially the NFL has been really good lately. But as much as I want the Giants to pull it off, it's to be cool to see it. I don't think they can do it. I think it's be San Francisco. I mean, although we could see a rematch of Super Bowl 54. Yeah. But I think it'll be Bengals versus 49ers. This will be a great game. This was actually my Super Bowl prediction last year. Excuse me. At when I predicted the conference championships. But yeah, the last time, oh my god. Okay, the last time these guys faced off each other, San Francisco beat them. But that was in 2021. This is 2023. Sure, it's a season later. This will be played in Arizona. So I guess you could say San Francisco kind of has an advantage in home position. But it's a Super Bowl. I mean, it's not like as big as like the Buccaneers. I mean, I guess really like the home field advantages of the two teams actually got it. They didn't really have much because for Rams fans, they don't show up to the game apparently, and the year before that with the Buccaneers was COVID, so you couldn't bring all your fans out because of the limited capacity stuff. I mean, you could bring a bunch of cardboard cutouts, but like that's not good enough. Apparently, that's not good enough. But Bengals versus 49ers. Because the 49ers I swear to God, freaking Brock Purdy's gonna lead them to the Super Bowl. It'll be Joe. I'm not sure if Jay Lance. I don't think Jay Lance is gonna be back. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know. I don't know the status. But if it is what I think it is, it's gonna be Joe Burrow versus Brock Purdy. I swear to God, if Brock Purdy pulls this off, I'm gonna be be very questioned, but hey, Brock Purdy's actually pretty good. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Cincinnati will win the Super Bowl. They'll get revenge from last year. Of course, it won't be against the Rams. Excuse me. Voice crack. Of course, it won't be against the Rams since they're trash this year because of all the injuries. Another voice crack. Good lord. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But Super Bowl 57 champions, Bengals. That's my prediction. What's your prediction? Is your prediction? I can see why it's this. I can see why it's this. I can see why it's this. Honestly, I can see why it's any of these teams. Honestly, I mean, Dolphins, if they actually make they actually make it to the next round, would be very surprising. Baltimore with like Anthony Davis, whatever. I don't know what his name is. If they, Tyler Huntley doesn't return Lamar Jackson or whatnot. How do they even make this? I had an easy schedule, so I doubt they're gonna do anything. Because I'm actually pulling for the Bengals a little bit. No, I'm not. I didn't pick the Bengals because I'm pulling for them. I picked them because I think they can beat all these teams. Chargers, I can see them making this. I can see them making it. I mean, Chargers, of course, as they play up. And yeah, I mean, what a story it would be if the freaking Seahawks make the playoff, make the Super Bowl. I think good. Dude, like the conference championship. Wow. After losing Russell Wilson, that's be crazy. I guess kind of New York Giants are very similar for this position because Ty is it's their record isn't much different than the Seahawks. Seahawks are 9-8. That's not bad. It's pretty good. It's actually a decent record. New York Giants are 9-7-1, so very similar. They're the only team that's in the playoffs that has a tie this year. Vikings, I think they could make it as long as they don't like do weird things. Fucking yeah. I mean, it could. I mean, honestly, I have a feeling it could happen, but we don't know. Cowboys, as long as they don't screw it up, maybe. Philadelphia, they can make it. It would have really surprising how much of those Bengals versus Eagles. Bills, I could see him making it. Voice crack. So many voice crack. Jacksonville, what a story that will be from like a really, really poor start to the season too. Playoff, Super Bowl, that'd be epic. Just making the playoffs is impressive. Considering they were like the first pick in the draft 2 years in a row. That's crazy. They like hired I can't believe they freaking hired what's his face? What's that? Who ran the Jaguars last year for like but then was like touching women's butts or something? What was his name? Urban Meyer. Can't believe they hired that guy. And they hired Tim Tebow for tight end of all things. Yeah, Kansas City can make it. I mean, they're kind of overrated in my opinion. They're still pretty good though. Giants, who knows? They could do it. And San Francisco, I will put them in the Super Bowl. They could maybe they'll do a Brock Party. What do I know? Anyways, y'all, that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Goodbye. See you on the next one. Peace. And let me know down below what your predictions are. See you next one. Peace.